Okay. Okay, can people... Okay, you guys could hear me. What's going on, folks? It is David Schlotthauer here, your weather enthusiast. We are live streaming on the severe weather. We're going to be covering a impressive tornado outbreak across Oklahoma today is where I think we're going to have the biggest severe weather concerns. As you know, we are using different radar applications. Thank gosh I was able to fix a Radar Omega up, so we got Radar Omega back on the channel along to go with our new weather software that I'm temporarily trying out. It's WSV3. And so we have 4 different radar applications on the stream today. So, I'm David Schlotthauer, your weather enthusiast, and yeah, we're going to be covering severe weather. Now, Ethan, introduce yourself.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I am Ethan B., David's friend for several years now and severe weather analyst on the channel. We've tracked a lot of storms together, and this evening we're placing most of our focus on central parts of Oklahoma.
Yup. So he is our severe weather analysis. And speaking of severe weather analysis, we're gonna actually, before it gets too busy, you want to actually do your severe weather analysis as far as severe weather goes coming up for today. What are we dealing with via the meso analysis on the SPC?
Yeah, sure. I'm going to
Okay.
share my screen.
Yep. Okay. So
Okay.
when it loads. By the way, it's an honor that I'm here streaming. I'm so sorry that I was not able to stream the last few enhanced risk days. It's just because there was one, too many of them, and two, I had a lot going on. So I'm glad I'm here until about 5:45 today, Pacific time. I'm streaming this event. All right, so we are going to move it over to Ethan B., our severe weather analysis and forecaster. So take it away, Ethan.
Okay, thank you, David. And yeah, we've got a pretty interesting setup going on here today, seeming to yield some active severe weather in the central plains, also the southern plains. Now, first of all, we do note in the upper levels this negatively tilted trough right here. That's a pretty negative tilt, and these kinds of disturbances in the upper levels lead to a response in the low levels, which can generate severe weather, especially given this mid-level jet right in there that I've circled over Kansas or Oklahoma, Texas area. That is enhancing the wind shear and providing some better ascent for thunderstorms to get going. We've already seen some thunderstorms off to the south of there, even in Louisiana earlier today, and we are seeing ongoing severe weather in parts of Kansas. But we're really going to focus on Oklahoma for the upcoming greatest tornado threat, we believe, because here's a zoomed in view on the southern plains. You can see that mid-level jet. That's where the winds are getting enhanced aloft. But beneath that, we've got increasing amounts of instability. This is CAPE, essentially the energy available for thunderstorms. You've heard David call it thunderstorm juice, and that's basically what it is. It's the energy available for developing thunderstorms. And we can see, based on the latest meso-analysis map, that we've got a lot of instability moving into southern, southwestern, south central Oklahoma at this point, coming in with mixed layer CAPE that is over 2,500 joules at this point, and it's still rising. And part of that is that mid-level lapse rates are not quite as bad as what we were expecting. Mid-level lapse rates, the temperature change with height in the mid-levels of the atmosphere, that represents one of the measures of instability. So as we can see here, over parts of central and southern Oklahoma, they are fairly steep, 6.5 to 7 degrees. Not insanely steep, but enough to get some enhanced instability and provide more energy for thunderstorms. Another factor to this is the moisture that's coming in, and part of that I should actually show here is the surface low. It's a little hard to see on this map, but there is a surface low right around here, around the Oklahoma Panhandle, southeastern Colorado. That's about 1,000 millibars. That is drawing in air from the south all the way through Oklahoma, Texas, Kansas, pulling it in like this. This is what's called a radial inflow toward the surface low. And what that does is it increases the moisture quality. So with that, we've got moisture coming into southern and central Oklahoma. That's also enhancing the instability. Another factor going into that is the wind shear is stronger than what it would be otherwise. Not incredibly strong, but certainly enough to get some organized storms. Right around in here, effective bulk shear is about 40 to 45 knots. Effective bulk shear is just one of the many measures of wind shear that we see, but typically you want to see values above 30 knots to get some supercells, maybe 35. So we're setting it around 40, 45. That's going to be sufficient for some organized storms, including supercellular development. Initially, we're not going to have a tremendous amount of SRH. SRH is one of the other measures of wind shear that represents the propensity for rotation in the atmosphere. The higher your SRH, the better the potential for rotating updrafts or rotating low-level mesocyclones as we use lower integration layers. But we do have some enhanced values already going around in this place, south central Oklahoma, 100 up to about 200 meters squared per second squared. That's pretty good. We typically want to see values of this above 150 to 200. So we're setting right around in a modest range. It's not a crazy wind shear environment at this point because the low-level jet is not extremely strong. You can see right now 850 millibar flow. That's about a mile above the surface. It's running about 25 knots or so. So not crazy, but as we head into the next couple hours, it's going to amplify a little bit more as we head further into Oklahoma. And so we could see that low-level wind environment enhance even more. And what's that resulting in? A parameter space that's favorable for severe thunderstorms. This is the significant tornado parameter, which is basically just laying out different parameters and seeing if they're favorable for tornadoes. Specifically significant tornadoes. In this case, south central Oklahoma, we've got a value of 2. That could rise to about 3 here within the coming few hours across this area. So definitely potential there for some organized and potentially significant supercells. There's an interesting thing we can look at here. This is an observed sounding that was just reported in recently from Lawton, Oklahoma. This is part of a special research project that they were doing, and so we're getting a kind of an unusual view of things, but a good view, because this tells us a distribution of what's going on in the atmosphere. And you don't have to pay attention to everything here, but a couple things to note is, number one, a decent moist layer in the low levels of the atmosphere. Number two, a curved low-level hodograph, which indicates better low-level wind shear. That's further reflected here by these wind barbs that are turning from southeasterly towards southwesterly with height. So the SRH is not extremely strong, but it's not weak either. I mean, you look down here, effective SRH 201 at Lawton. So again, remember, we're talking about values of 150 plus being favorable for mesocyclones. Those are rotating supercell updrafts. So that's a good value if you're looking for supercells. Deep layer shear, favorable. The mid-level lapse rates, again, right here, they're pretty good, 7.5 degrees. CAPE is elevated. LCLs are low. And through that, we can get an environment that's conducive for tornadoes. And if we look at pivotal weather here, that's going to give us, this is the HRRR. This is going to give us an idea of what reflectivity might look like as we head into the evening. So we start out approximately what we're at right now. We got some storms going up here in parts of Kansas. A couple tornadoes with those do appear likely. We've had a couple tornadoes already from relatively small supercells. If you're in that tornado watch, be on alert too. If there are any break-in warnings, we will provide information on that. But the main area of concern is down here in parts of central Oklahoma, specifically around in this area. You can start to see here within the next few hours, we got things bubbling up. We've got more discrete storms trying to fire. And by this evening, here's the main area of concern. Lawton, Chickasha areas in Oklahoma, we've got some supercellular development with enhanced updraft rotation and high reflectivity. These storms could be producing some very large hail and tornadoes, and those continue into south central Oklahoma, into the OKC metro even. So population areas being impacted by these storms. Eventually they want to grow upscale as we head further into southeastern Oklahoma. Initially, from OKC down to Lawton, area right around in here, That's going to be kind of our primary concern for getting tornadoes, and some of these tornadoes could be strong. You saw the STP at a 2 to 3 earlier. That's within a statistical range that could favor a strong tornado or two. So that's the concern that we're going into, especially if we get outflow interaction this evening on some of these storms. But basically, that's what we're looking at with the environment today. As David will probably explain, we got a new tornado watch recently in Oklahoma, and could be
Ooh
an
boy.
active evening ahead.
Yep, let's take a look at that tornado watch right now. Um, Sorry everybody that he was doing his meso analysis, so that is why.
Yep.
That's
I'm
what.
done with the analysis.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, people were asking, where am I at? Where is David at? So I'm here. You guys don't need to worry. He was just doing his meso analysis. So we do have a tornado watch that is issued right now over the Lawton, Oklahoma area. If I could interact with this. Yeah. So we are looking at a tornado watch, which is 213 or 213 max hail possibility here, Ethan, 2.5 inches in diameter. We're looking at max wind gusts up to 70 miles an hour. These max echo tops could reach 50,000 feet, and this is not a particularly dangerous tornado watch, but this does include for Wichita Falls, if you're in Sherman, Bowie, Gainesville, if you're in Sulphur, Ada, Chickasha, if you're in Norman, Oklahoma City. And again, what Ethan was saying, Lawton, the Duncan area, Chickasha area, there we could have a couple of isolated, intense, organized, rotating storms there. So that will be the area to watch over the next couple of hours. In Edmond, under a tornado watch 2, and then of course we go up to the north is where a lot of this action is currently being focused, where we have a tornado watch here. This is tornado watch 211, and this is also for 2.5-inch hail, 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts that are possible, and it's not a particularly dangerous situation watch, but it is something to consider when it comes to these severe thunderstorm watches or tornado watches. So right now we are tracking storms coming into Atwood right now. If you're in Herndon in Kansas, if you're across Minlow, Selden, we are seeing a line of storms. Now there has been tornadoes embedded within this line. We had a few 5 tornado reports, let alone in this area. So let's kind of track this line here. And it's kind of moving north here at about 35 miles an hour or so, maybe. So this includes for Hoxie at 2:17. This is local time, by the way. So 4:17 in Hoxie, 4:25 in Selden. If you're in Herndon, about 4:32. If you're in Trenton, by about 4:39. If you're in Palisade, they're right around 4:52 p.m. Okay, so again, if you're in this area, definitely make sure you have your weather radio turned on. We are seeing a line of strong thunderstorms. These have been notorious of producing tornadoes from earlier. So this is tornadic. So we will keep an eye on latest tornado warnings and everything like that on my very own program. When we take a look at mesoanalysis on here, on the mesoanalysis data, like I said, and Ethan is definitely aware of this, we have strong upper level winds. By the way, Ethan, we do have winds over 80 miles an hour over western Oklahoma, surrounding the base of that trough at this given time. When we look at let's go to our surface cape. Right now, these storms are in an environment with about 1,500, maybe almost 2,000 joules of thunderstorm juice. So some moderate instability in place. Not much in the way of convective inhibition at all. So we don't have anything preventing these storms from firing along the dry line and cold front. We do got a new tornado warning. Let's actually go right over to Radar Omega on that. Oops, I forgot to reset my numbers here. So we do have our first 3 tornado warnings on the stream that have been issued. So if we go up over here, let me actually enable our weather alerts here. So we got, oh wait, well that's funny. We only have one tornado warning. Yeah, we do. Why is it saying on, okay, there, that just updated. So we have one tornado warning now. I thought we had 3 for just a second there. My bad, folks. So we have one tornado warning. That is on this storm. If we go to Radar Omega, it is right here, located near Atwood in Kansas. This is radar indicated rotation, moving north at 15 miles an hour. So it is not moving very fast at all, which is good. Because that means, of course, there's going to be a lot of time to take shelter when you're downstream of this. So this includes for State Route 36, Midway. Please take shelter. Again, there is a tornado warning there. And this is where really the majority of our severe weather is going on, but we also have severe weather going on in, say, Mississippi. And if we actually go to our WSV3 on that, we can show you clearly with what we're dealing with. So if we go right over to there, we can actually do a storm track on this. By the way, these storms, Ethan, are moving at over 60 miles an hour. So they are moving pretty quickly. So let's put out a storm track on this right now. If I could make the longest storm track, that would probably be the easiest. So this is moving right now due east at about 60 miles an hour. So if you're in this red area, Meridian, it's going to be in your area in the next 8 minutes. Let's do Columbus right there in about 27 minutes. Aberdeen in about 32 minutes in Mississippi. A nice intense line of storms here, capable of producing very strong wind gusts and possibly hail up to 1 inch in diameter. Houston, please take shelter. Amory, 40 minutes. It's going to be in your area. This is really moving in a quick manner, kind of an outflow boundary, a squall line kind of deal in MCS, moving towards Denapolis within the next 50 minutes along the I-20 corridor into Alabama. So moving through pretty quickly, and that has a lot of wind with it. When we actually look at this, you can see it's just racing along right there. It is moving awfully quickly. And so, yeah, Columbus, please take shelter. Again, this is moving pretty quickly at this given time. So let's see if we can bring up our storm tracks here. Why are they not even working? That is interesting in itself. Let's close that. Maybe that's why. So again, these storms are moving very quickly towards Columbus. Right now, please take shelter. Starkville, strong winds on that. Let's go back and take a look here at the storms going on in Kansas into Nebraska. Or actually, yeah, into Nebraska, that is. We do got a tornado warning there. So if you're in Palisade, if you're in Stratton, please take shelter. If you're in Atwood, definitely getting your safe storm shelter immediately, because again, we do have, again, strong thunderstorms there capable of producing a tornado or two. So, yeah, these are moving north. I wish my storm tracks would actually work here. I guess that's the fun thing when using, let me see here why that actually is not working on us. So, okay, there we go. It should work now. There we go. It works now. So if we go back towards that, see, it was a glitch with their system. We can see that these storms are moving pretty quickly. Again, over 60 miles an hour right now. And that's what the severe thunderstorm warning says. Storm motion, 46 to 60 miles an hour is approximately how fast these storms are moving. So make sure you are in your storm shelter. Definitely some strong winds with that. Also, another thing I like to look at is our current satellite imagery. Not on those storms down to the south, though, but on the storms up here to the north, our meso sector. We're going to be watching for storms down here in the Lawton, Oklahoma area, where we do have some convergence going on. We're just waiting for that cap, whatever's left with it, to erode. We're going to start seeing storms there fire off, and they're going to be quite explosive once they do, since there is quite a bit of thunderstorm juice down there in southern Oklahoma. But right now, this is kind of where our severe weather threat really is, on the 10% area for severe weather over Oakley, over Colby, over Atwood in Kansas, into Norton, coming into that area. We do have southeasterly winds, by the way, over that region. So definitely some shear, and that's what's going to translate to the risk for intense thunderstorm development. Or that's what's going to relate to the continuation of these storms to remain fairly organized. But yeah, very strong storm going on in Mississippi right now.
Absolutely.
What's up, Dallas, Texas Aviation? Welcome to the stream. New tornado warning. Yes, we got a new tornado warning. Let's actually go back up over there. We got a couple of them right now at the moment. If we go to our high resolution reflectivity, we do have some tight rotation near the Achilles area of Kansas. And then moving into Stratton, we have another area of rotation. That's this area. So we got some rotation, tight colors there, tight couplet. And that's kind of what this line of storms is capable of doing. Due to the shear that is in place, we're likely to see these spin-ups along this boundary. So if you're in the tornado warning, please take shelter. If you're in Midway on State Route 36, please take shelter. Definitely, or Highway 36, take shelter as those storms are approaching your area. Again, these are moving north at roughly about 20 to 30 miles, 15 to 25 miles an hour. So they're not moving very fast, Ethan, aren't they?
No, they're not, in comparison especially to storms further south.
And that's part of that. That's because a lot of these storms are kind of caught up in that low. So they're likely to not move very fast versus the storms further south. But how's everybody doing? Welcome to the stream. It's an honor that you all are here. Please share this with your family and friends on social media. Let's get this out to a lot of people. The more people see this, the more lives we are saving. We got to get this out to a lot of people, all right? It would really be appreciated if you all can do your part. Also, if you want to use Super Chat or Super Thanks throughout the stream, you are more than welcome to. And also, check out the survey. I have not promoted that in my recent videos, but I would highly recommend checking out the semi-annual YouTube channel survey. Please take the survey. It's a lengthy one, but it is worth it at the end because your response is very important and I can make adequate decisions based on that. We have a storm in Canada. We do not, do we? I don't think we have any, I don't see any severe thunderstorms or anything in Canada.
Seems interesting to get Canada going already, but I suppose it is getting into May.
Yeah. In fact, let me see if I could bring up... Oh yeah, here, let me switch gears here really quickly. Yeah, I do not see any warnings over there. I will actually have to look, though. Yeah, there is no warnings. Interesting. Oh, by the way, we did have a couple of storm reports earlier. You all, near Oakley, Kansas, we had a couple of wind reports. 62-mile-an-hour wind gust just north of I-70, and right there on I-70, a report of 60 to 65 mile-an-hour wind gusts and P2 half-inch hail. So we're already getting some wind reports thanks to these storms. We've already had a lot of tornado reports today. In fact, if we go to our tornado report map, we can see, let's actually go to there and make this bigger. We have had 5 tornado reports, 35 wind reports. Many of them are in Mississippi and Louisiana. Only one in South Dakota, but otherwise not a very, very busy period yet, but that will change quite soon. Again, here's a look at the tornado watch, 213 again. There's a moderate risk for tornadoes in this area today. And when we look at it, again, it's for 70-mile-an-hour winds and 2.5-inch hail. And when we take a look at this other tornado warning, tornado watch, 211, Garden City, Dodge City, Goodland in Kansas, a low chance of tornadoes, but severe wind and severe hail are both moderate to high in their probability chances. So we are going to just wait and watch these storms closely. Here's a look at a meso discussion, speaking of that. And again, we have a band of showers and thunderstorms again. This will bring the chances, again, folks, for brief tornadoes and hail that remain possible. Severe risk may increase with time into western Nebraska. So that's what that's what the chances are as far as the SPC. And here's a look at the latest. Funny enough, they have a biomodel 10%, Ethan, in the enhanced risk.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. That is why Kansas is an area of interest, but also Oklahoma. They kind of split that up because it became apparent that these were going to be two largely separated areas of concentrated tornado risk today, as the forecast progressed. Also, not to interrupt your coverage, David, but I wanted to relay something from John 542E. He notes that the Discord link in the description is expired, so just wanted to note that.
Oh, why is it expired? Okay. That is disappointing. Let me fix the invite link. That's weird because on my end it still says it hasn't expired. Let me see though. Here in a second, let me get the invite link. Okay, let me go to my live stream control panel. Let me see why it's not working. It works. I mean, it's working, John. It's working. Let me create a new link regardless, and if it's still not working. Okay, this is the new Discord link. It is in the description. That's the new link. It should work. Now, John won't tell me that it's not working anymore. So, yeah, if you're interested, come on down to Weather Force. We're glad to have you. But we're not glad to have the tornadoes impacting people, though. That's the bad thing. Also, we're not glad about flood concerns going on across the Bird City area. Several streets in Bird City are becoming covered with water. Water depth is unknown at this time. So if you are getting impacted by these storms, just watch out. If encountered flooded roads, turn around, do not drown, do not drive through flooded roadways. That's how deaths occur. But right now, there is no active tornado warnings, but we will be watching the activity further south. But you can see how radar has progressed throughout today. Of course, definitely a busy period here. If you're in Rexford, again, getting that line of storms. If you're in Jim, if you're in Selden, please take shelter. These storms are approaching your area right now and will contain strong winds and funnel cloud. We've gotten funnel cloud reports from this line of storms in itself. But actually, there is no more severe thunderstorm warnings on those anymore, quite frankly. But we are going to be watching the Lawton area next for any strong storms. The majority of the warnings are actually over here in Mississippi, where we have that arcing band. When this loads, if it can load any faster, we'll bring it up. So there it is. There is our line approaching the Columbus area. So if you're downstream of this, Columbus, Aberdeen in Mississippi, Armory, Houston, Pontiac. If you're in Tupelo on the I-22 corridor, definitely be on the lookout for this, because this has 60 mile an hour, 65 mile an hour wind gusts, and possibly some pea-size hail. Okay, people are still saying the link is still not working. That is disappointing.
Yeah, I tried it and it said that it was invalid.
Okay. Shoot. Did I not update the... Okay, it's the new link. I literally have a new link on there. It should be working. There's no reason why it shouldn't be working at all. I literally checked the invite link, and it is literally an unlimited link. It's clearly here. It should work. So just let me know, you guys, if it still doesn't work, then I'll have to create a new link, of course. So Discord's been acting funny lately, so probably one of the reasons why it's doing what it's doing. Yeah, maybe it's not working for mobile devices or something. So let me know if it does work, anyone, if you guys click on the link. I already did, J-Zords. So if you're in Columbus, again, this line of storms, very intense. I mean, good golly, that's bowing out, isn't it, Ethan? In Mississippi, moving into Alabama here.
Yes, absolutely. We've had a line of storms moving through after they kind of congealed, growing upscale through the morning, and have just developed into a really nicely organized squall line with a continuing damaging wind risk spreading through Mississippi.
And that's pretty much with what we have right here. And you can see how this line has all evolved when this actually loads. Just see how it just kind of blows out. It's like huge line of storms right here. Just moving quickly, about 40 to 50 miles an hour across Went through Jackson, Carthage, Meridian. Now it's moving into Louisville, Columbus now at a pretty good quick rate. That's bowling out, though, very nicely. That's moving quick. If we look at our meso analysis on this, we have a lot of thunderstorm juice, especially on the northern flank of this, where we have 2,600 joules per kilogram of thunderstorm juice. What's more impressive is over Texas, we have 6,000 joules per kilogram of instability almost, Ethan. Over Austin, over Waco, Texas. Lots of instability down there.
Oh, yes, there is a ton, and that's why we're starting to get some attempts at convection in north central Texas at this point. The further north into Oklahoma we get, that might be of concern for supercell development here within the next couple hours. But it's definitely a lot of moisture, a lot of heat in place across a lot of Texas right now, leading to those high instability values.
As matters of fact, yeah, we're up to 5,500 joules per kilogram on the RAP analysis. My gosh, that's a lot of instability. Look how sharp that dry line is too, Ethan, by the way.
Yeah, it's pretty well defined.
I've never seen a dry line that sharp. Actually, you know what? It would be very interesting to see this on our... Okay, I love when it crashes. I don't know why it decides to crash. You guys probably heard that, like, doo-doo! The window warning, letting me know that the program crashed. So we are going to turn this off, and we're going to go to our weather stations. Our weather station observations here. Yeah, look at these temperatures. 93 degrees in Abilene right now. Whew, it is warm. 93 degrees there. And dew point in Abilene, 30 degrees. And look at this, Big Spring, Ethan, dew point of 9 degrees with a relative humidity of only 4%.
Yeah, it's a really dry air mass on the backside of that, a very moist air mass ahead of it. I mean, regarding the Cape you were talking about, in southern Texas, there's one station observation with a 92-degree air temperature and a 78-degree dew point.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I see that. 77-degree dew point in Palestine, Texas right now.
Yeah.
There has not been much in the way of movement to that dry line so much, though. Actually, the air's gotten a little bit drier in Breckenridge in Texas. We're looking for any other weather observations. Air mass is getting a little drier in Brownwood, but that dry line has not moved much further to the east. But downstream, lots of moisture here. 77-degree dew points. Oh, and get this, Ethan. Galveston, Texas, dew point of 79 degrees.
Yeah, absolutely oppressive heat and moisture down in Texas. Jordan Rodriguez had a question why the storms in Oklahoma are having a hard time to develop. He was asking me at this point, and I wanted to kind of explain on here instead of trying to type it out. At this point, storms are having a little bit of a hard time developing because we're not seeing a large-scale pattern that is extremely aligned for severe weather, like a large-scale outbreak. So that's not providing us as big of a lifting factor, and we're relying on low-level lifting from, say, dry line, outflow boundaries, intersecting boundaries, things like that. And we have to have these boundaries tighten up through the evening in order to get the convergence to get storms to fire. So as we head into the evening, low-level winds rushing toward that low, with the dry air coming around on the backside, that's going to increase the gradient along those boundaries, leading to the lift that we need to get the storms going.
Yeah. So, in other words, we're not seeing like a very intense shortwave that is screaming through this area. Otherwise, we would be able to get storms to initiate. And we are seeing a storm near the Petrolia, near Byers, Texas. There's a supercell right here that I've been watching. It does not have a lot of rotation yet. But if we do our 3D scope, we do have echo tops over 40 or 30,000 feet. So that is a strong thunderstorm. It's just a matter of will it actually further intensify when it goes north. Interesting enough, though, Ethan, too, if you look at this very closely, and this includes you all viewers, you can clearly see where these boundaries actually are at. Here is the dry line. Here is a moist outflow boundary that's just stalled. Look at this, Ethan. I don't know if you can see this, but that's where we have our boundary that is in place, our potential lifting mechanism. And it's just stalled out there. It's not really moving very much.
Oh yeah, I can definitely see that very clearly. And you do tend to get that in this kind of environment. This is not a fast-moving, fast-developing situation like we have in the wintertime, so boundaries do tend to end up getting stalled wherever they are.
In fact, if we go to Lawton Doppler radar right now, we can actually analyze that area. Temperature in Lawton right now, 79 degrees, so it's not very hot per se. But it's also not very dry either, so it feels pretty warm. Duncan right now, 72 degrees. Lawton, Oklahoma, right now, 72-degree dew points. It feels like 79 degrees. Interesting enough, there's not much of a heat index at the moment. So not too terribly uncomfortable up here the further north you go. But gosh, further south, it definitely feels pretty warm. Feels like 99 degrees in Austin, Ethan, because you have a dew point. Let's see here, of 79 degrees and a temperature of 86 degrees.
Yeah.
And even further south here, even further south, Kingsville in Texas, it feels like 108 degrees, because that's because your dew point is 79 degrees and your temperature is 91 degrees.
It's absolutely oppressive heat going on out there.
Yeah. Yeah, Jordan Rodriguez does say moderate tornadoes are possible. Yeah, or moderate risk for tornadoes. Yes. Again, just we gotta wait and see what all happens here. We are seeing a couple of storms here fire up in northern Texas. Let's see if these get stronger. Right now, we are not seeing anything in the books that would warrant this just yet. If we kind of scope in on this storm actually and do a storm track, and track this singular cell. This is moving about, let's say this is moving at about 20 miles an hour towards the north. So if you're in the path of this storm, Hastings in about 45 minutes. So again, please take shelter if you're downstream of this storm. It's not very strong, but it's producing some moderate to heavy rainfall, maybe some pea-sized hail on that storm near Petrolia in Texas. The environment is pretty warm within this, so definitely some mixing going on in the lower levels. It's just a matter of where will these storms actually initiate? And that's where we're seeing a storm fire up. We're also seeing another storm here in Randalet near the I-44 corridor. This is moving right now. Let's see. Oh my gosh. There we go. This is moving right now towards the northerly direction. Okay, is our And there we go again. Our program crashed again. Second time that it's done that. Probably one of the reasons why I'm not going to probably last too long on WSV3, just because it keeps on crashing. So,
Yeah, that's rather inconvenient.
yeah, so this is moving at about 21 miles an hour. So in Walters, it's going to be impacting your area in 39 minutes in Oklahoma. Again, that's the storm near the I-44 corridor. We got this storm right here moving north at 20 miles an hour towards Hastings. Again, that has some heavier rainfall and some gusty winds with it, but nothing too severe on those storms right at the moment. Okay, we got more severe thunderstorm warnings that are in place up there to the north. But yeah, if you're across this area, very hot and muggy today, it's horrible. Wind gusts at least take a little bit of the heat off of your body in a way. But yeah, if you hate the humidity, go further west. Dew points there are in the single digits. Dew points in the single digits, relative humidities in the single digits. The lowest humidity value I could find, Ethan, is near Kermit, Texas, 2% humidity. A dew point of negative 15 degrees and an air temperature of 88 degrees.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty dry.
Pretty startling.
Very dry. What happens when you get setups like this? You get a dry line that organizes. That's us, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta love WSV3 crashing, yeah.
We do have some additional gradual thunderstorm development trying to take place directly to the south of Lawton, Oklahoma. That updraft has strengthened in the last couple scans.
Is it the Portola, Texas storm, or is it the Randalet one?
It's the one off to the, hold on here, let me zoom in. Randlet.
Oh, okay. All right. There's probably some rotation on that, I'm guessing. Let's see. There's no rotation on it. Oh, yeah, that has intensified. Yep. It's strengthening.
We'll have to see as that matures. A good thing, I don't know if this is comforting to folks out there, but a good thing about today is that there are dozens upon dozens of storm chasers out in this area, so if something develops, we should know about it pretty quickly.
Oh, yeah. There has not been an EF5 since 2013, Jordan Rodriguez says. Yeah, it's been a while. Well, Mayfield is for another day, but I think Mayfield was an EF5. I really still think it was.
Yeah, and by official records, we're actually only 9 days away from the 10-year anniversary of the Moore EF5 tornado, so pretty close to that anniversary as well.
Yeah. If Dave used FFFWA, it would never crash. Interesting. I think I have something on here. Data and downloading. Oh, wait, no. You're probably referring to something else. Yeah, I don't know why it crashes. That's just WSV3. Right now, it's fine. But yeah, we're going to watch this. And by the way, you do get live radar sweeps too. So when a new sweep comes out, it will actually load. What's up, Justin? And these storms actually are in an environment. Yeah, this storm in Walters is in an environment of about 3,500 joules of thunderstorm juice.
Oh, yeah.
Man, that is a very moist air mass. Good grief. Very moist in Austin right now. So yeah, we're just playing the waiting game here for more storms to fire up. We only have one severe warning up there in Nebraska, while we have our fair share of only a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings coming into Alabama at the moment. So yeah, we're just playing the waiting game. Our next area of interest will be over here in Lawton, Oklahoma, Marlow, Duncan, Oklahoma. It's where we have the strongest instability. Oh, we have more storms firing up, Ethan, near the Chattanooga, just east of Chattanooga in Oklahoma.
Oh, I see.
Yep, here they come. We're starting to see storms fire up. Yep, we have deeper convection right here. So, you know, Ethan, you know what's interesting about these storms? The storm to the south is definitely intensifying, but the storms out ahead of it, they keep on attempting deep convection, and then all of a sudden the updrafts collapse on themselves.
Yeah, it's trying to get that convergence going, to get the deeper sustained updrafts to really go off.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're gonna watch
But these
these.
could be the ones that we need to watch.
Yeah, this is right in that tornado watch. Actually, let me display a tornado watch. Yep, right in the crosshairs of tornado watch 213 right now. So, yeah. In the meantime, let's take a look at our mesoanalysis on our... Actually, no, not that. Let's take a look here at our... at our mean sea level pressure. And we can see right here is where... And this is actually dark. Let me make this a little bit brighter for right now. So we can see where our surface low actually is here, northwestern Texas. We kind of play this through when this actually loads. And you can see surface low is actually intensifying a little bit. And that's what we expect. So that's where your boundary actually is in place. You look at our mesosector. Oh, I just also wanted to let you know, Ethan, because the air is so humid down here, visibilities are down at 7 and 8 miles.
That's interesting. Actually, yeah, there had a tornado in Indiana the other day, and it was really humid out. Your visibility was limited, and I think that James, Storm Chaser James Dreft, he's reporting the same thing in Oklahoma right now, is that there's a lot of haze in the air from the humidity.
That's just crazy. That's crazy. Oh, that's right. He's down there in Oklahoma. I just realized that. There's one area of Oklahoma, the visibility is down to like 2 miles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, these storms are really organizing. This storm near Temple and Walters is definitely more intense. It's definitely getting more intense. There's no
Yeah,
convection.
we got a hail marker on that now.
Yup. It's interesting, though. It's moving into an environment, unless the Cape is moving north with the storm.
Well, it's moving right into and along the instability axis at this point, so that's a locally maximized area of buoyancy that it's heading into.
Yeah, because the instability kind of decreases with eastward extent, but it is still appreciable. Still quite significant.
Right. If you look downstream, the 0 to 3 kilometer cape is at a localized maximum, actually, around the Duncan, Pauls Valley, and Ardmore area, so that's going to be in the inflow region of these developing storms.
Yeah. Okay, new radar scan. Wow, that storm is definitely intense. Near Temple, Texas. We'll probably get a warning on that really soon here. But yeah, that does have a hail marker on it. Let's go to 0 to 3 kilometer SRH. I don't know why WSV3 does not provide me with 0 to 1 kilometer SRH, Ethan. But gotta bear with me here. 158 to 160 meters squared per second squared on that.
Yeah, it's it's going to be rising through the evening as that low-level wind starts to amplify as well.
Yeah. In fact, if we look at the SRH, it will be increasing here in the next, within the next couple of hours.
I will be right back shortly.
Okay. If we look at STP, also, that's pretty high too, up to a 2 over the Ardmore, Oklahoma area. So we do have quite a bit, an elevated chance. Actually, it might be even higher. Yeah, it's 2.2 on the STP, which stands for Significant Tornado Perimeter. Supercell Composite Perimeter, or Parameter, 10.8. On the EHI index, we're all the way up to a 4. All the way up to a 4. So there's definitely a lot of energy for these storms to use up. Yeah, wind gusts are anywhere between 15 to 16 miles an hour. Let's go to surface cape. And this is giving me a problem today, WSV3. Let's load that up again. So yeah, Frederick right now, let's go to our Doppler live scan again on that storm. Yeah, Temple, Texas. Yeah, that storm is definitely being dominated. It's our dominator. 1-inch hail on that, by the way. So got some huge hailstones already coming off of that storm. So this is where we have a lot of moisture. Again, dew points in the 70s. Got some high amounts of moisture. Got steepening mid-level lapse rates. Again, if you want to rewatch the mesoanalysis, we'll probably do another one here in the next 5 or 10 minutes when new data comes out from Ethan B. When he comes back, probably. But in the short term, we are watching this storm right here. We got 3D up on this. We're already up to almost 45,000 feet on this. So this is a skinny, intense updraft. So that's a skinny updraft near the Lawton, Oklahoma for 1-inch hail. That could get warned, honestly. While it's small, it's also strong. It makes sense. We're going to be looking for any rotation with this. And actually, let's see if we can bring up our... Yeah, look at all the storm spotters that we have. Oh, by the way, I don't know, it's up to you all that live in the path of these storms. If you want to share your location in the chat, something cool that Radar Omega has actually done, and I did not even know this, is I could add custom locations, and I put in YouTube subscribers. So for an example, I could add someone on the map here randomly. This is just an example, and I could type up your name. So for an example, TRG, I can put right there. And what happens is there's a little flag. It's hard to see. It actually pops up. So I'm able to see if you're in the path of these storms. Now, I could only have up to 150 locations on here. So there is limited spots. So if you feel it doesn't need to be the exact location, but within like a mile from where you live, that would be really helpful. That way, if there's a storm, I can let you know personally. I can put you in already, J-Zords. So you're in the Lindenhurst area. So what I'll do, custom locations, add location, Lindenhurst, and copy your name, your YouTube channel name, copy and paste. And then there it is. J-Zords Weather Center. So now I know that's where one of my viewers are. So if there's a severe weather event, I'll be able to bring that up. Yep, I see that. We do have a special weather statement on that. 40-mile-an-hour winds and nickel-sized hail. That is intensifying. So, what's up, Republic of Torpedo? How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. It's an honor that you're here. We are tracking severe weather live here on the YouTube channel. So if you guys are comfortable, just let me know, and then I will add your location to the map. If you're in the, that way I know that, oh, so-and-so is here. Ben Dover, how are you doing? Thanks for your hard work. You're very welcome. Thank you for the $2 donation. I do appreciate the first donation of the stream so far. Got the Weatherman cup today with me. It blends in with my background, actually. You can tell it actually blends in really nicely. That's now severe warning for 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-size hail. Ooh, really? Oh, that didn't take long. That did not take long, did it? So we have now a severe thunderstorm warning on this. By the way, I think we've had another tornado warning earlier. I did not capture it in time, so we just have 2. I'm doing very good, beyond all. I'm doing very good. By the way, again, if you guys want to let me know what your location is so I can add you to the map, just let me know in chat, or you can direct message me here on Discord. Because, you know, there is 149 spots left. Yeah, it is starting to organize. Let me see if I could, if I'm able to actually bring up So we're going to get hail tracks on this. NAXRAD data. So that way I'm able to track this. So this storm now is intensifying. It is moving roughly. And our warnings are not up. There we go. Allison House I got on that. So we do have a severe thunderstorm warning. I had the wrong thing ticked, by the way. So if you're downstream of this, this is moving right now to the northeast at about 25 miles an hour. So let's get some locations on this. Let me take away my meso analysis data really quickly. And let's kind of storm track this for us. Okay, there we go. So, yeah, if you are in the path, so this is going to be moving at about 27-ish miles an hour, plus or minus a few miles an hour. So Duncan, it's going to get into your area in 52 minutes. Empire City, 38 minutes. Comanche in Oklahoma. It's going to be in your area possibly in the next 40 minutes. And then Temple, it's impacting your area right about now. So again, this is for 1-inch hail. And this expires, like I said, within the next 38 or so minutes. Severe thunderstorm warning in red, not to be confused with the tornado warning. Thank you, Ben Dover, for sharing this stream with their family and friends. By the way, if you guys want to let me know, I don't know if you guys acknowledged me earlier, but if you want to for me to add your location to the Radar Omega map, there's only 149 spots available. Only 149 left. So make sure you get your spot in before it's gone. But yeah, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning for Temple, Texas. If you're in Walters, 5 Mile Corner. If you're in Empire City, Comanche, Duncan. We got a storm chaser. We got numerous storm chasers actually out on this at the moment. Yeah, this is starting to hook now. I don't know where Ethan is. Ethan, you here? So, if you're in Temple, Texas, 5 Mile Corner, Corium. If you're in Empire City, Comanche, Duncan, downstream, definitely take shelter. This is definitely strengthening. We have some wind increase on the storm too, so it doesn't surprise me. We might even have a wall cloud over here rotating in Tyler, Texas. Or Taylor, Texas, not Taylor, Texas. Taylor, Oklahoma, my bad. So a little bit of rotation. We're starting to take note. So we got velocities coming this way. We got velocities coming this way. So a little bit of rotation. And I think this is going to be one of those storms that could have a tornado with it. It already has a hook echo on it. You can even see the look here. Looks like textbook storm. So it's going to be a storm that we got to watch. And it's blowing up right now. Very intense convection. If we look at our RGB, that is definitely blowing up right now. You can see cloud tops really taking off. Yeah, sorry, Dallas, Texas Aviation. Yeah, I know. Central Ohio, it would have to be a city, Gore Vidal. I'm sorry to ask you that, though, but cities, not states, because anyone can live in Ohio or Central Ohio. So, Temple, Texas, where we do got storm chasers, Joseph there, Craig Mayer, Taylor Wright. That is rotating. That is definitely organizing that storm. Oh, yeah. Rotation is intensifying. That could get tornado warned before long, actually. Yeah, that definitely, it's hooking. It's actually beginning to hook. Well-defined hook. Got the inflow. We got instability in place. I think this storm might do it. This is going to be the storm, possibly, that produces our tornado. It's in that sheared environment. How does a storm change hail size? It's based on the updraft intensity. It's all based on radar updraft intensity, Jordan. I wonder if Tyler Bass is chasing today. I do not know, actually. I could ask him. You're in Columbus, Ohio. Sounds good. So I'll add you to the map. So let's add that in. And you're added to the map. So we got 2 people, 2 viewers that are there. Storm chasers are gathering in this area. So it won't surprise me. We already got hail up to 1.5 inches in diameter with this storm. This storm is intensifying. It's trying. So if you're in Temple, Texas, if you're in 5 Mile Corner, if you're in Gas City, Empire City, if you're in Duncan, Oklahoma, if you're in Temple, Oklahoma, if you're in 5 Mile Corner, Oklahoma, if you're in Walters, Oklahoma, Comanche, Oklahoma, if you're in Duncan, Oklahoma, yeah, this storm is capable of producing almost 2-inch hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. I'm in Huntington, Michigan. Huntington, Michigan. Okay, let's go to Huntington, Michigan. And you're login dog. So we'll put you there. Location has been added. So if there's severe weather in that area or a winter storm, I will be more than happy if I go live. I'll be able to see if you're being impacted. So Temple, Texas, Walters, 5 Mile Corner. That's the stronger storm that we're watching. That has a rotation on it. This is a very low-end severe thunderstorm warning for 1-inch hail only, and winds that are about 50 miles an hour. So it doesn't have a lot of wind in the Mississippi area. Along this outflow boundary in Hattiesburg, you're going to get impacted by this within the next hour or so. It's moving pretty slowly southward. Okay, we got more stronger rotation over Tyler, Oklahoma right now. Temple, Oklahoma. Some of you all on the northern end of town getting quite a bit of rainfall, light to moderate rainfall. As you can see there on Temple. If we even go closer, we got houses. If we go even closer than that, we got addresses, which is pretty cool. This is just the beginning of a active period. And there's the instability really setting up. So yeah, this is definitely a storm that we're definitely gonna be watching. So yeah, but if you're in Temple, Texas, or yeah, Temple, Oklahoma, I should say. I always get my towns confused depending on what I'm covering. But yeah, if you're in Empire City, Comanche, 5 Mile Corner, Walters, Temple, quite a little bit of rotation on this storm. It's near the Tyler or Taylor, Oklahoma area. Greens are, by the way, moving. The velocities are moving toward the radar in green and moving away from the radar in red. So we do have rotation on that. It's not tornado warned, which I'm a little surprised about. We'll probably tornado warn that here shortly. We're going to wait and see if this can get even more better organized. I know, Temple, Oklahoma, sorry. If you guys are enjoying the stream, please consider sharing this, subscribing. It does mean a lot. We are literally about 90-something, oh wait, no, 80-something subscribers away from 6,000. Yeah, very close to 6,000 subscribers. Very close to it. So if you're in Temple, Oklahoma, that's where we have the strongest severe thunderstorm right now. But look at our temperatures further south you go. Definitely warm temperatures in the mid to upper 80s right now. Quite hot. And then it's hot in San Angelo where it's 95 degrees. Humidity 8%. Dew point 25 degrees. So air is very dry there. I mean, I could not live here. 97 degrees right over here in Acuna, right on the Mexico-US border. 97 degrees there. Pretty hot. Pretty hot. But mostly in the upper 80s across this area with current dew points in the mid 70s. So it is definitely muggy, just depending on where you're at. 75-degree dew points. Dew point came down here a little bit, but boy, earlier, very muggy. Well, still muggy at 77 degrees. Not like it was earlier, though, where it was 80-degree dew point. But yeah, high enough. And this storm right here is moving into an environment with more moisture. Duncan, Marlowe, dew point there, 72 degrees. If we look at our relative humidity, 74% humidity. So, yeah, humidity values definitely favorable. And you got dew points in Wichita Falls that are also really high. But they have recently actually come down as that drier air moves in. So dew points have come down there nicely. But temperature has also come up because of that drier air advection. We look at our wind coming out of the south. You can see how these winds have changed. Right here in Wichita Falls, they were coming in out of the southeast. Now they're turning out of the southwest. Look at echo tops. Gosh, yeah, those echo tops pretty high, 50,000 feet. So that is definitely an intense updraft. Really strong updraft. We look at Temple, Empire City. Oh, we got a confirmed tornado warning. Gotta go north. Got a confirmed tornado warning. Right now in McCook. Yeah, if you're in McCook, got a confirmed tornado warning. It is not particularly dangerous warning, but it is a confirmed tornado warning. Let's see if we actually can see this on radar. And yeah, probably right along here is where we have a tornado. If we look at correlation coefficient, no CC drop yet. Yeah, public confirmed tornado. A tornado was reported 4 miles southwest of McCook. So right here, approaching McCook, got a tornado warning. So if you're in Indianola, in Nebraska, Red Willow, Nebraska, McCook, Nebraska, please take shelter. Again, this is an observed tornado warning. I'm going to read the warning out again at 5:21 p.m. Central Daylight Time. A confirmed tornado was located near McCook, moving northeast at 35 miles an hour. This is in effect until 6 p.m. Central Daylight Time. And again, flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. Okay. But yeah, there is rotation within this. A couple of perturbations right here. So there might be some some brief funnel clouds doing some damage. And there it is. There is our tornado report. Relayed report from dispatch of a public report of a tornado on the ground. Could not confirm it. Could not confirm if it was still on the ground. So it could have lifted. But for the sake of things, due to the warning, it is still on the ground. And where has Ethan B been? Been forever since he left. So, yeah, if you're in Indianola, Nebraska, Bartley, Nebraska, Red Willow, Nebraska, McCook, Nebraska, please take shelter. If you're in Freedom, Nebraska, downstream, please take shelter. This is a tornado that is on the ground. That's part of that line of storms that is currently moving right now to the north. Right now to the north. If you're in Quick, please take shelter too soon on Highway 83, on Highway 634, please take shelter. No, it's not soda, it's just water. It's just water. But there's also a lot of a few flood reports coming in from these storms. Down to the south near Selden, Kansas, Selden County, train weather spot reported at least 6 inches of water covering Highway 83. So we do have water covering Highway 83, and that's leading to blocked roadways. So do not drive through flooded roadways because chances are you'll probably get stuck. Never assume that it's not deep. It's pretty deep when you can't see the road. So there is a tornado warning up across McCook right now. So the leading edge of this, we do have a couple of areas of rotation potentially. So we have quick, strong convergence coming in out of the easterly direction, and then winds are coming out of the south on the back side of this. So we do have a little bit as far as some rotation and vorticity within this boundary. But in the meantime, let's go back to the severe thunderstorm warning in Temple, Texas. We did get a 1-inch hail report out of 4 miles west of Temple, Oklahoma. I just said Temple, Texas. I caught myself. Temple, Oklahoma. Temple, Oklahoma. Temple, Oklahoma. So if you're in Temple, Oklahoma, please take shelter. There is rotation, and echo tops on this storm still pretty high, anywhere between 40 to 50,000 feet. We're still seeing those echo tops. So still a pretty intense thunderstorm that we have. It has not gotten any better organized, which is a good sign. But yeah, this is in Temple, Oklahoma. We do have 3 storm chasers video headed into that. So looking at instability, quite a bit of cape, lots of energy for these storms to use up. And that's where we're going to watch for these storms today.
me?
I'm here.
Sorry, that took longer than I expected.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm looking. Hold on a second. Yeah, I'm glad you're here. All right, so I'm gonna type this up while you're talking and stuff.
Let me see here. It's a nice looking storm.
Oh yeah, look in DMs.
Yeah, I see. Let me see here. Yeah, nice little storm there. Right near where we were expecting. I think that James is on that one.
Yeah, it's severe thunderstorm warned. We have not had any tornado warning on it yet.
It does have a lowering on it. I'm getting reports there is a lowering. So maybe a wall cloud trying to form. Maybe even a bull funnel. Broad, but it's broad, so it's not on the ground yet. We don't have an immediate tornado on this right now, but we're concerned about downstream locations. Do need to keep that in mind as to what this might do.
Yeah, we're watching this. We're watching this. Oh, new tornado warning. New tornado warning. Someone is saying. Oh, that's not for the Oklahoma storm. Observed.
Yeah, I've got.
We got to observe tornadoes. Weather spotters confirmed tornado 1 mile west Wisconsin in Kansas. So this is in Kansas. Oh wow, Ethan,
Oh wow.
that's a strong tornado maybe. Look at the couplet on that. Wisconsin,
Hold on here.
that is a tight couplet.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna switch my radar over there actually.
And actually we have another area of rotation that's developing too east of it. So this could be a couple of This is actually a big deal.
Right. It's like what you were saying earlier. We've actually got two areas of severe weather and tornado risk. This is one of them. And this one is currently doing some stuff.
Yes, it sure is. So if you're
Yeah, that's a
in,
tight area.
that could be a strong tornado. Wouldn't surprise me. We have 15 touching 90.
Okay, yeah. Certainly a nice little couplet right there for a tornado. And it is observed by spotters on the ground, so that tornado warning for anyone who just came in here and got that, that is Central Cheyenne County in east central Colorado and southwestern Wallace County in west central Kansas. This is in effect until 5 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time.
Yes. Need to make my county font a little bit better.
So I'm hearing we have a new mesoscale discussion.
Another one? Dang. Yeah, this is in. Oh yeah, this is Cotton County, Cotton County in Oklahoma, Temple, Oklahoma. Definitely an organized storm. Echo tops on this storm have reached 55,000 feet, Ethan.
Oh boy. It's a tall storm right there.
Yup. It is a tall storm. All right, so new meso discussion, you're saying? Let's take a look at meso discussion. 6 tornado reports so far today. Oh, yep. New meso discussion on this one storm. We're going to wait for it to come out. By the way, please share this with your family and friends on social media. Let's get the word out to the people that are being impacted by these storms. Gotta get the word out. Gonna wait for the graphic to load up. But in the meantime, we're watching this storm near Wascon in Colorado. Tornado warning. That is a strong couplet. So definitely a tornado on the ground with that. Weather spotters have confirmed tornado 1 mile west of Wascon. Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. Ethan, we actually have 4 areas of rotation on this now. 4 areas.
Yeah, that is interesting right there, but I'm looking at the maps here. There is an immense amount of surface vorticity right in this area, so I wouldn't be surprised to see numerous areas of rotation embedded within that general region.
I mean, there's one here, there is one here, there is one here, and there's one here, and even a 5th one. So 5 areas of rotation. 5 areas of rotation in westernmost Kansas.
Absolutely. That's pretty nuts out there.
So we look at, yeah, so the greatest remnant outflow boundary. Shows billow clouds transitioning to HCRs, indicative of recovering outflow modified air. Continued recovery to stabilization amid lower 70 dew points should favor continued intensification of the ongoing updrafts during the next couple of hours. And weak large-scale ascent should favor a continued discrete mode. During the next couple of hours, a strengthening nocturnal low-level jet should favor larger clockwise turning low-level photographs, 200 meters squared per second squared effective SRH, supportive of longer-lived mesocyclones, and a corresponding increase in supercell tornado threat.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah. So, that's what I'm watching.
Yeah, that certainly is. I mean, we've got 2 areas we're really focused on right now. One is south central Oklahoma.
Storm report. Just got a storm report near Waukesha. Illustrates with what I said. Weather spotter reported multi-vortex tornado just southwest of Wisconsin.
Weskin.
Weston.
Yeah. Gee whiz.
Please share this with your family and friends on social media. Please get the word out to these people, please. That would be great.
Yes, we recommend too, if you have a Twitter account, you can share it on Twitter and use relevant hashtags like what the weather situation is, tornado, Colorado weather, things like that, so that people can get news on the situation developing. We would highly encourage that.
Sent you a pic on Facebook. Gosh, yeah, wow. That is a very, very organized wall cloud. Jeez.
Is that the Oklahoma storm?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much what James was describing as well.
We got an area of very strong rotation now, rapidly developing near Arapahoe in Colorado. Actually, wow, 2 more storm reports of a tornado. The first one, Cheyenne County train weather spotter reported 2 tornadoes 2 miles east and 1.5 miles south of Arapahoe. And then another one, train weather spotter reported 3 tornadoes. Oh my. Tornadoes are short-lived, only lasting a minute or so, lifting and dropping again. Multi-vortex tornado reported. New tornado in Kansas. Oh boy, Ethan, new tornado. Gosh, look at all the spin-ups with this. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 areas of rotation along this.
That is crazy. That is because we have a tremendous amount of vorticity in the low levels of the atmosphere right now, getting stretched by these updrafts, and because of that situation, we might have a situation here indeed where we have more than 1 or even more than 2 tornadoes on the ground at the same time.
New tornado warning for Wallace. Yes, Wallace, Kansas. Please take shelter again. We're talking about multi-vortex